Welcome everyone to Awesome Truth, a wrestling book club. I'm your host, Steve Semino, and with me as always is my co-host, Walt Schwenk. Hey, Walters.
Hello, Steven. How's it going?
My friend, it is going very well. We are back on Awesome Truth, and today we are doing a watch-along. It's our October watch-along, and so of course we had to pick something spooky and scary and very seasonally appropriate. And well, I think there's nothing more spooky and terrifying to wrestling fans than Hulk Hogan versus the Giant at Halloween Havoc 95, which is half monster truck showdown, half kind of wrestling match.
Yeah, WCW in the 90s really leaned into the Halloween aspects of...
Well, they had the Dungeon of Doom. I mean, it's truly the scariest stable of all time.
Oh, no doubt. And they also had Hulk Hogan, your boy Terry, so in the main event every month. So in the late 90s.
Yeah,
so.
Pre-Hollywood Hogan, which is also terrifying because the last vestiges of Hulkamania and the WCW Hulkamania was certainly a very sad state of affairs. But it did bring us this match, which I remember very intensely from my youth on a Halloween Havoc tape. We can talk about it as we go. Well, you've never seen this before, though, in full, correct?
No, but I have seen the spoilers at the end.
Yeah, you're aware of where we wrap on this, but you don't necessarily know all the steps in between.
Correct.
All right. Well, please join us in watching along. We are not watching on Peacock today. We are on YouTube. You Google or YouTube search full match Hulk Hogan versus the Giant from Halloween Havoc 95. It should come up. Not Andre the Giant, the Big Show Giant, Paul White. But it's very clearly labeled. It's from 2 years ago. It's got millions of views, and it's just very clear. There's clearly a monster truck. So if you click on it and you see a monster truck in the background, you're on the right one. So Andre did not have a monster truck, as far as I know.
Would he fit in a monster truck?
Probably not. Does Big Show fit in a monster truck either, though? Does Hogan fit in a monster truck? I don't think any of them do. They're all huge.
Yeah, what's bigger? 3 seats on an airplane to Japan or a monster truck seat?
True. That's the eternal question, right? All right,
Japanese toilet or monster?
All right, everyone. So load it up on YouTube. Sync it up right here. We're all ready to go. We're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hogan. All right. So we should be opening on, I believe, on the open air of the building where this took place, which is in the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. On the roof, at least as far as they claimed, they had a monster truck showdown between Hogan and Giant, and I think they were just in a feud. And as you can see, Terry's in his sort of pre-Hollywood Hogan black attire, which I believe is because he was so shook by the Dungeon of Doom being so mean to him that he sort of turned into semi-evil, or at least dark Hogan.
Okay. I was going to ask about that.
As is my memory.
I've read it in Wrestle Crap in WCW.
Yeah.
This and that.
You should everyone who is, a amateur wrestling historian or has kept up on, the pitfalls of WCW should know this relatively well. It's very famous. It's when I was 10 years old, this happened. I feel like I got this pay-per-view, but I definitely had the Best of Halloween Havoc VHS. And this was prominently on the Best of Halloween Havoc. This is the Best of Halloween Havoc, in my opinion. And so this, and when you're a kid,
best.
Yeah, it's true. Best is a very subjective term in this way, but it is the kind of thing. When you're a kid, this is incredible, and then when you're an adult, you're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So Hogan's in black, but the truck is in yellow and red.
Correct.
So. Okay, cool.
And the Dungeon of Doom truck looks like a big skull. It has teeth. It looks like a sort of like a dinosaur head, a dinosaur skull.
Yeah.
And I believe the point is they just welded them together if you're watching along. And I believe they just sort of push against each other. Like it's a sumo match with monster trucks, as is my memory.
Right. Hogan was champion here, correct?
I believe so.
Oh, we should also note that we're watching this on YouTube because WWE's YouTube has this plus the aftermath.
Correct.
It's
yes.
one long clip.
We were gonna finagle some Peacock time jump, and we're like, that's way too much. Look at Hogan's trying hard face.
Oh my god!
As if grunting while you're driving implies working hard at it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is so stupid.
They're in monster trucks, so I imagine that there's a level of intensity there. You can't just fake getting. They are 100 miles.
they are really in the trucks too. You can see the camera angles are enough that they are there. There's people next to them that, as far as we know, are actually doing the driving from the other side. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
But they are sitting there and looking very intense, both Hogan and Giant.
So, what is the production budget for this? Because WCW is not making this kind of money in '95.
I mean, I don't know. They obviously had to, outfit 2 monster trucks in classic WCW Hogan and Dungeon of Doom logos and such, so that must have cost a little bit. And they had to turn this roof into a weird sumo thing, so that must have, for them, like you said, that probably was a pretty substantial payday. But I mean, they were so invested in Hogan, merely like, well, we're in for a penny, in for a pound,
Who was asking for this? Was this story? What is this?
I wish I knew. I don't have the context of how we got to the point of a monster truck. Let's see if I can look at that really, really quick before we get there.
Because they're just going back and forth. This is not even.
I honestly think it was some stupid. I don't think there was any I think it's just hey, let's face off in a unique way. Let's have a dumb sumo. I don't think there was any truck-related build-up at all, really. I just think it was sort of announced, and I think it just seemed cool. I think this was Gravedigger era, I think monster trucks were hot, and so...
What is the Gravedigger era?
I think we need friend of the show, Chris Holcomb, on.
Documentary
I think this is it. I think that's the end of the match. Oh, no, maybe it's not. But he went through maybe your whole truck has to go through the outside of the thing, because Hogan seemed like he just went through the back of one of those, of their little circle they've set up, But yeah, I think friend of the show, Chris Holcomb, is a much better resource on the Gravedigger era, whatever that may be. But I'm pretty sure they were monster trucks were kind of hot.
I guess, yeah.
And again, I swear, as a child, I think it must have been, oh no, an ad. Jesus, do you have an ad? We're doing this again? Okay, it's going to be over really quick.
I can pause it, though.
Here we go. It's over now. That was quick. So.
Okay. I'll wait for my ad.
I got to pay for YouTube. We got to pay for YouTube now to do this shit.
All right. So,
they're
just
pushing.
a timestamp. They're in the middle. They're still I guess it's hard to timestamp this because it's just the two fucking trucks.
I want to provide commentary, but I'm
this literally pushing.
This is the most boring thing. I don't have the captions on it for the commentary, so I don't know what Tony and Mike Tenay and the gang are saying, but there's just nothing to. I couldn't imagine trying to sell this. This is so goddamn boring. Oh, I'm putting captions on right now.
The captions are unavailable.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. They are.
Oh, fireworks?
Oh, wait. But Hogan's been pushed out of the ring. So it must be the full car, but Hogan's really getting worked over here. Giant's car is
Did you get the fireworks?
Yeah, I got some fireworks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're pretty synced up, I think.
I mean, if not, it's like you're watching what exactly?
Yeah, this is just. I get that they had to do this for 5 or so minutes to justify, like you said, the expense and the planning and all that. But this should be 30 seconds long. This should be. It's just trucks moving back and forth.
I love how. Are you getting these ads too for Survivor Series?
Yes, I sure am.
Live Sunday, but which Survivor Series? 2020.
I assume this. No, you might be right because it's on the network, so it must be old Survivor Series, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's Survivor Series from probably at least 2 or 3 years ago.
Holy shit, this thing is still happening. We're 6 minutes in.
I think we're getting close to the end. It looks like Giant's falling apart. Oh, the Hulkster does it.
People are cheering though, so
yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a dumb kid who paid money to be there or went with your parents and begged them to take you. Okay, Giant's getting out of his truck. He's very mad. It's so funny just to call Big Show Giant at this point, too. It's very hard for me to do. It's so clearly Big Show,
So was this for the title, or was this
this was just a grudge sumo match, I believe. Uh-oh. So, Walt, you know what happens here, right?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, so this is the even more famous part. So, the sumo monster truck match is over. Hogan has emerged victorious. It took 6 minutes, which is it says 5 minutes on Wikipedia. That felt longer. I mean, maybe the intro took a minute, but it felt like 100 minutes. Here we go. Giant's got Hogan on the edge of the Joe Louis Arena. Uh-oh. Yeah. What's going to happen? The Hulkster, mate. Oh, no, Hulk started turning him around. Up. Oh.
Oh, my God.
Big Show did gigantic cartoon style, Looney Tunes-esque motion.
Giant pratfall.
And then fell back.
Also, Hogan runs back to the monster truck as if the monster truck is he gonna fly like Back to the Future and I got mad.
What did Hogan? Yeah, I got an ad as well. Okay, so we can catch up on that. How ridiculous that was, though.
All right, ready? Skip ads now.
Okay, I'm stuck in a full ad. So, but I will say while I'm waiting for this to come through, it should be over in like 10 seconds. Hogan, I don't know what Hogan expected to happen, but with that in that situation either. He ran away like he was so surprised. You obviously someone was going over the edge, Hulk. Like that's just gonna happen. Okay, I'm back on right now.
All right, ready? 3, 2.
Yep.
What?
We should also note when we have a second here, while Hulk's coming out with Jimmy Hart. Oh, they're both in black. Wow. Look at this. Hogan's in black, and he has shaved his goatee for some reason. Or shaved his facial hair entirely. He's just
so this is
shaven.
the same nut. He's coming down.
This is in between this match. There was a 5-minute Macho Man Lex Luger match.
Okay,
Lex Luger fought twice tonight. Lex Luger beat the Zodiac, aka Brutus the Barber Beefcake, in weird face paint when he was part of the Dungeon of Doom in 1 minute previously in the night, and then he faced Lex Luger in between this sumo match and right now in a 5-minute match.
And Luger's a heel. I
believe Luger's a heel, and Luger beat Meng earlier in the night too. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on there. That's all over the place.
God, Hogan
a lot of
so
double
sad.
duty for no reason. I think just to kill some time, but I don't know why they were both booked in other matches. Like there must have been some stupid twisted logic there that I'm just not caught up in because I refuse to do research on the storylines leading into this card.
For the record, this is pre-Vince Russo.
Yes, this is Bischoff pulling shit out of his ass, but in a very Russo style format. Oh, Hulk is saying, Michael Buffer's there, and Hulk is saying, please be quiet. Because Hulk wants everyone to take this seriously. Like, coming out in black, the idea as I remember it is, Giant is literally dead. Like, Giant has fallen, and he is dead, and Hulk Hogan is the champion, but he is begging everyone to be nice and to feel, it's like when Fox Sports cuts to a commercial when an NFL player gets hurt, and they play the sad music, This is basically the version of the sad music. Oh, he's alive.
Why did Michael Buffer announce him down unscathed too?
Yes, and he also, I will say, the Giant looks like $1 million. He looks in such good shape.
Oh yeah. Why is Kevin Sullivan holding his hand or holding his arm gently?
The Taskmaster is literally walking the Giant down the aisle like he's
holding his
forearm.
It's like kind of sweet in a weird way.
Brian Anderson is your referee. This is a title match. I want to say impromptu, though I'm not sure if Giant did get a title shot if he won or something like that. I don't recall what the logistics are there either. But they are about to have a singles match for the title.
Okay. And
Hogan is champion. And like I said, I don't recall whether he's obligated to do this. He might just be accepting, but he is terrified. I remember he's the big stinky Giant. He's very terrified by what just happened. The fact that he's still alive.
So this is for the title.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So
and for some reason the ring does not have any sort of it's like the WCW, it's like the primetime ring or the Saturday night ring, it's very sparse.
Hogan just ripped his shirt off to reveal another shirt.
This also did just happen. Oh, and I think he's taking his bandana off to reveal. What has he got? Where's the camera angle? Oh, he has it looks like devil horns painted on his head, perhaps. I believe I think that's Kevin Sullivan's face paint. He has stolen the Taskmaster's face paint or borrowed it and used it on himself.
Tony is teasing is this the dark side of Hulk Hogan?
It's wild that this is you have to call this prototypical Hollywood Hogan, but it's the saddest, lamest thing in the world. As cool as the NWO and Hollywood Hogan was, this is just the total opposite of that. This is just
got an ad.
Yeah, me too. Okay, well,
just play it through.
Yes, it is just so the fact that this was their first foray into heel Hogan. Again? I'm stuck in it right now. I think I can hit play in a second. Ready? Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, there we go.
All right. So he's punching Giant. Yes. He's punching Giant.
But isn't this just embarrassing? Like this was their first attempt at doing bad guy Hogan.
Yeah, because they didn't quite do it.
They didn't do it at all. They just wore black. And they were like, oh, that means he's, twisted now. But
yeah, like Cena came out in black denim
shorts.
It's like,
and then commentators just said like, is he going to turn bad? And then he just really didn't turn bad at all.
Yeah.
Or didn't change his moveset in any way. Didn't really change his attitude in any way.
And then he wore an Edge hat or something. A Randy Orton hat. Whoa. He's mocking him? I don't know.
So this
is weird.
This also really does negate the sumo match entirely, because you're like, now they're just having a match. Like, what was the point of the sumo match? Like, Hogan won the sumo. He won it fair and square. It was, as clear as day. There was no tomfoolery. It was just Hogan's car was better.
Which I guess matters?
I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what that means for them, but this is a really sad WCW period. Like, even though I had I had the best of Halloween Havoc and I had the best of Bash at the Beach VHSs, and they were just, again, I loved them when I was a child. It was great to have them. Like, I love those best of VHSs were great though, because it was just you just got to watch the main events of 4 pay-per-views. I got mad, dude. God, this is bad. This is as bad as whatever we were watching last time. What was that called again? Skip ad. Ready?
Skip 3, 2, 1. Skip ad.
Yeesh. YouTube really killing us here.
I mean, I guess if you're going to watch along with us, you're going to also hit ads. So you're
That's true.
Ebb and flow, yeah.
That's very true.
This is an authentic experience. I mean, I could have just downloaded this.
That's right.
And skipped all the ads, which I did because I have to edit around this, but whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, not important.
Nope. But yeah, those VHSs were great because you just got main events, and that's all I wanted when I was a kid. Really, I didn't want to see undercard. I just wanted to see what happened for the last 5 years as the last match on every single card.
So like 95. Let's talk about this. Hogan has been champion.
Since
maybe he lost it to someone else at some point.
I really don't know. Let's pull up the pay-per-view before and after. So this was, if there's World War III was after this. So it was the first ever World War III in Norfolk, Virginia. And who won the first? Well, do you remember who won the first ever World War III?
If it wasn't Hogan, it's probably the Giant.
No, it was the Macho Man Randy Savage. He won by last eliminating one-man gang.
Oh, God. What is this, 1987?
Never in a million years would have gotten that. God, these cards were so weird. There's Johnny B. Bad versus... This is at World War III. There was Big Bubba Rogers.
Was that for the title?
What was that for? Yes, it was for the vacant title. So Hogan... maybe the title was vacated after this match? Because of all the tomfoolery?
Well, not to cut to the end, but that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out in my head right now is like... So this is for the title, and the Giant at some point wins the title because in '96 he's champion before Hogan beats him at Road Wild.
Yes.
Wild? Oh, God damn it.
So what happens, there's lots of twists and turns to come. So I believe, I'm not sure if it'll all be made clear, but I will provide context as we get further along. There's so much that's about to happen in like 5 minutes. No, I didn't get an ad.
Okay.
I got Hogan hulking up, though.
I got 2 ads back to back.
The crowd does not seem to give a shit. Was Hogan hulking up when you got your ad?
No, I can just catch up to you, though. Just tell.
Okay.
I'm not literally missing nothing.
No, you really are not. This is
the Giant
so
just
boring.
sidekick him?
Yes.
Which time code, actually? There you go.
The Giant's going for a weird body slam that Hogan's pushing back against. I'm at 15 minutes.
Okay, I'll just cut to 15 minutes.
They're having like the lamest grappling session you've ever seen. They
scoop slam?
Scoop slam right now.
Okay. Did he just land a scoop slam?
He's walking around. It's a long scoop slam. It's the saddest scoop slam you've ever seen.
Tell me when he lands it.
He landed right now.
Okay, great. I'm going to pause. Oh, boy.
That's all right. This is less clusterfucky than the match itself, so...
Yeah.
I remember a conversation. Oh my God, Giant just went for the worst. I remember
was that supposed to be a leg drop?
I believe so. Most of the conversations about this match I remember are very clear that like Giant did not know how to work yet at all.
Right.
And what ended up being for a big man, a decent worker, certainly had his share of fun matches. Well, he's a large man. There's only so much he could do, but a long way to go for Big Show, where he turned into like an actual, more than serviceable talent. But this is just the worst.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. This is like an 80s match.
Yeah. But the crowd just does not care. Like if they cared at the end of the sumo part for some reason, they've lost all interest. I think the Dungeon of Doom was just like a total flop too.
I hear a lot of kids cheering in the crowd right now.
Yeah, maybe the kids are probably into it. I can't.
Oh, you just kissed him or butt him or whatever that spot is.
Oh, he's gonna hit Brian Anderson. That's kind of heely.
Wow.
And the back rake.
Back rake.
Does anybody else? Is Hogan the only person who's ever done the back rake?
I think so.
It's the weirdest move. Is the idea that he's scratching you with his nails? Oh, I got an ad.
I guess so. Yeah, same.
Okay. The back rake is an insane move. I don't understand why anyone.
It's the least interesting move in wrestling.
It's just the shit that Hogan would get away with back in the day is amazing. So much of it is such garbage. Okay, we're back.
All right. What's your time code?
I got 1640.
Oh, 40? Okay.
1640. 1645.
All right. He's throwing Irish whip?
Yeah, but so convoluted.
Yeah. Terrible clothesline?
Terrible clothesline. God, Tony's doing his best to make this sound good, too. As he does. Tony's just giving his all. Oh.
Clothesline over the top.
Wow. Yeah, the fans are kind of, I mean, seeing a big guy go over the top rope is a good way to get the fans excited, I guess. Giant looks very, Hogan, again, doing his face stuff up. Giant looks like he's taking a powder. He's leaving. Why would he go through all this just to leave?
Oh, it showed you a head-to-head.
That was really good.
Kevin Sullivan, Steve Short.
That makes no sense for Giant's character that he would just be like, after all that, be like, I'm just going to go. The idea is that he's superhuman and survived a fall from the roof, but after a few back rakes and a clothesline, he's out of here.
He almost died, but
also with all the shit,
a back rake.
As you see with the next 8 minutes, so many things are about to happen that it makes no sense. These things are all clearly planned as part of the Dungeon of Doom scheme. So why would they want to leave? Like, they have so much they're about to do so much to Hulk Hogan to mess with him, you know? Just little things like that that are just very dumb and just seem so it's such heel 101 shit that is so poorly applied.
This is like you can never get away with this in 2023.
Oh my God, you can't get away with this. It's for all the things you could say about modern WWE, imagine a main event that was anything close to this, as much as we shit on the occasional Reigns main event or Triple H main event. Add to. But think about,
let me know when you press skip ad.
Oafs like these doing this kind of thing. Okay, skip ads. There we go. Back to the quote unquote action.
Yeah, I'd rather watch a Zillow commercial.
Little backbreaker, side backbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just there's one thing I will say is, talking about Big Show again, there is such a world where the WCW had so many of these shitty big guys they ran with Hogan during this era. The fact that Show turned this into a 3-decade career is pretty amazing. He could have been just another boring ass big guy they brought in, total waste of space, and instead he became he's a Hall of Famer. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and he had a nice string there in WWE where he's working with mid-card guys and Jericho, he put his working boots on for that stuff. It wasn't He never seemed
at all bothered by being top of the card, bottom of the card, any of that kind of stuff. It seems like he was very happy. And it was one of those guys, usually when a big guy fights for the IC title, that seems insane. You're like, why would a big guy fight for a mid-card title? But with Show, it always just kind of worked.
Yeah. I mean, I think they figured out how to use him, but for the longest time, it was we have this great asset, but
he's so large, but then there was no real.
Then him versus Austin, it was
oh my God, yeah.
We already kind of have that with Kane and Taker. What else you got? It's I don't know.
Yeah, he was almost
a big guy.
He was almost dead on arrival when he came over too. You're right. It took him forever to it should have been a home run for at least a few months, and it seemed instantly everyone was okay, he's here, but what next?
Yeah.
And they had no idea.
Well, he also too he kind of just leaned into the big guy act in a more exciting way. I remember he would have matches with Ray, and they would just go and put on a clinic between big and little guy. And the way Ray bounces off the second rope, he would bounce off the top rope in a way that a big guy should. He kind of just leans 400 pounds into the rope, and it looks the rope's barely holding this guy up. Yeah, small stuff like that eventually he would add into his repertoire, but like obviously was not the case right now.
No, not in the least.
And now with Hogan.
We should also note the star of beloved sitcom Big Show, as discussed on our podcast many times over.
Oh yeah, of course.
This is 4 minutes of bear hugs too. Ad.
Oh, another ad.
All right, but now we're getting skipped. Yeah, we're getting skips during. I think I'd rather watch this Tractor Supply ad than.
Skip?
Yeah, I said skip.
Okay.
I'd rather watch a Tractor Supply ad than a bear hug. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the real matches, the excited, like, yeah, the ads versus the wrestling.
This is one of those things where I'm happy they put it all in one place for us, but like, and I'm happy you're all listening along and watching along with us, hopefully. But this is the kind of thing where if they edit it down to 3 minutes, that is 100% the right decision to do. You know, the full version of this is pretty abhorrent.
Yeah, this is like you kind of have to watch both because like if you just watch this match by itself, it's like this is like the worst match.
Yeah,
but you can't. The Monster Trucks is only like 5 minutes long, so I understand why they stitched them together. But like, you really either by themselves is not a full thing.
It's so weird though. Like again, given the structure of all this. Giant falls off the roof. Giant's still alive. Then they proceed to have a 15-minute, like, boring 80s Hogan match, you know? Like, how does that fit in the context of what just happened? Which is a, quote-unquote intense monster truck showdown with potential death afterwards. They're not killing each other. They're just sort of wrestling each other.
Right.
They're doing mild moves. Oh, choke slam. All right, that was a good choke slam. That looked pretty good.
We used to fall with them too. That was nice.
Yeah, back when his knees could probably handle that. That probably blew his knees out pretty quick.
That's true. No wonder why he switches move to a punch.
Oh, weird throw off. Ad.
God. Yep, ad.
Stuck in this one for the duration too.
Are you getting that Ben Affleck Ice Spice ad?
No, I'm getting Five Nights at Freddy's the movie.
Okay. Are you going?
It's going in 1 second. Here we go.
22:54?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
Hogan's hulking up or doing his on his knees faces. Fans seem kind of into it. I think I'm seeing a lot of just watching along.
It's 11 years of this guy doing this routine. There's like no...
Across companies versus usually boring opponents, like... Yeah, I know a lot of people must have been into it still, but it seems like it's wearing thin. You'd hope it's wearing thin with most people at this point.
I wonder how much longer they could have just done it, though. Like,
yeah, if they were content with just being number 2 forever, if they never really wanted to try and take over.
Yeah.
If they wanted to do AEW style, not to throw shade at AEW, if they were like, we're gonna do our thing forever, and it's gonna catch on or it's not, but we're just gonna keep doing our thing.
I rake first.
That's true. Another rake. I forgot he had multiple rakes. Slammed him.
It's like.
Walt, you see this coming? Did you see that?
Oh boy.
Jimmy Hart turning on someone? I would never.
When was the? Oh, I'm gonna really screw this up. When was the Doomsday match?
Uncensored, maybe 95.
It was 96 though. Was
it 96? So this went on for another year, basically.
I guess so. Yeah. Because Jimmy Hart was with the Dungeon of Doom.
I believe you're right. Yes. Uncensored, 96. Oh, now he's double betrayed him. Yeah, the Doomsday match was in. This went on for another year. That's wild. That's almost impossible to believe. I guess only half a year because I was in March. So it went on for 6 more
bear
months.
Hug.
Yep, another bear hug. Jimmy Hart's mean. Kevin Sullivan's in the ring. They're really just giving it to Hogan. We got an ad right at the worst possible time.
Oh, Jesus.
These ads are just backbreaking.
Ready? Skip at 3, 2,
I don't
1.
have it yet. I gotta sit through this whole stupid ad.
Tell me when you're...
Up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Skip bad.
Bear hug.
4 seconds.
There is literally bear hug upon bear hug. Oh, there Kevin Sullivan's like tapping Hogan in the back. Jimmy Hart's calling down some friends. Who's coming down?
What's your time code? Because I want to make sure we are in sync.
My time code is 2520.
Okay.
Here comes. Oh, Luger is still. So Luger is a good guy at this moment we're at right now. Though I don't really know how that works.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, there's the Yeti.
Oh, just the main event, baby.
See, Luger is bad now. According to Wikipedia, Luger turned heel at this moment. Though we had a match with Macho Man several minutes ago, and I don't really know how that all works out. But the Yeti is coming. Here comes the most famous moment in 90s WCW history. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Oh, double barrel.
Yeah.
It really is. For all the how much this gets referenced, this is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah.
It is worth all the ink and all the talk about this moment.
Oh, and then patting the Yeti on the back. Was this supposed to be a long-term thing, or?
I would imagine so. Up, torture rack. Luger's got him. Yeah. Luger turned on Savage by tagging him and then put Hogan in the torture rack. This is Luger joining the Dungeon of Doom.
Okay. He is Dungeon of Doom. He wasn't just by himself.
No, he was, but he. I don't understand why he had a fight. Maybe that match. You know, maybe that's. I will also not blow my mind if Savage.
More double bear hug.
Yep, double bear hug. Oh, torture rack. Oh, Jimmy Hart's freaking out, and the crowd is booing, but they could certainly be booing just the situation itself, as opposed to oh no, our friends are getting beat up. I love Lex Luger's like, I want to be friends with a mummy and a weird guy in a red suit and a big guy. Like, why would Lex Luger throw in his lot with these guys? That makes no sense. Lex Luger's not evil. Lex Luger doesn't belong in the zombie stable.
This is one way to get yourself out of a ending.
So the story here is Jimmy Hart, in his conniving way, apparently put a clause in the contract that said the title could change hands by disqualification.
But was he
I think because Jimmy Hart hit Bryan Anderson, the initial decision is disqualification of Hulk Hogan because Jimmy Hart is Hulk Hogan's manager.
Okay.
But then I think the idea is I'm your manager. I put in this clause. I betrayed. I got you disqualified. Oh, this is over. Thank God. Yeah, so the idea was Jimmy Hart betrayed Hogan and tried to get him stripped of the title, or tried to get him to lose the title by DQ, but then someone came out, probably Jack Tunney or Doug Dillinger or someone like that, whoever was the authority figure in WCW, came out and said, that's not allowed. The title is vacant and will be won in a ridiculous battle royal, hence World War III. So anyone who thinks this is like anyone who thinks there's anything remotely defensible about this era of WCW, and not that many people think that anyway, but just hearing all that, if blood isn't coming out of your ears, that is very impressive on your part.
The real watch along is just a black screen at the end of the YouTube video, and us just trying to figure out what the hell is going on in WCW 1995. I believe that's the actual watch along. Is just like darkness and logic.
It really is it's amazing that they would get their shit together to the extent that they would and become the dominant company for 2 years. That just seems insane.
It was all just on one night. One night, on 2 years of They had won. Maybe like Max will say, let's say Hall and Nash is a good idea, and the NWO it was also a good idea. They really had two, and then Hogan turning. So let's give him three. Let's give him credit for three really good ideas. Just one idea just evolved.
Yes, that's true. One idea that had legs, and they sort of adapted it as they needed to, and then they completely had no other ideas ever again.
Yeah.
And also, but that's one of the highlights of Halloween Havoc. So there you go. Tailor-made for babies who do not know any better and have no choice but to just like whatever dumb wrestling is projected in front of their faces. So
and now, people in the middle-aged men who consider this quote unquote nostalgia
Yeah, that was fun. That's one of those things where, again, I think we've done a couple watch-alongs like this where you're like, oh, this is going to be fun to sort of make fun of and watch. And then you watch it and you're like, I'm not even having a good time. Like, I'm not even enjoying the badness, It's just straight up bad.
It's not great.
No, it's not great. But I will say, otherwise on this card, we described it a little bit. It's insane. There is a 3-minute match on the card. Sabu versus Mr. JL, which is Jerry Lynn. So amidst all this weird, wild Dungeon of Doom shit, Sabu and Jerry Lynn had a 3-minute match on Halloween Havoc 95. So again, shows you just how all over the place this company was at this point.
That's the weirdest thing I've heard said today.
It's wild. Well, thank you all for putting up with all the ads and all the YouTube bullshit and the worst match certainly the worst match we've covered in a watch along, probably one of the worst matches of all time, but an enjoyable ride, the Yeti humping Hulk Hogan's butt, and lots of other big silly stuff along the way. So if you want to hear more watch alongs from the past, we cover matches much, much better than this, along with a bunch of other episodes that are very, very enjoyable. You can find our archives at awesometruth.libsyn.com. And for episodes old and new, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are delivered. We are there. Walt, great to talk watch along with you. Great to watch a dumb match. Great to make fun of Terry. All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's the fun along the way that matters, not the horrible wrestling and I guess monster truck sumo match.
That's it. Thank you all so much for listening, and remember, the truth will set you free.